Well, common sense has finally prevailed, it seems, when it comes to biological men playing in women's sport. But I preface by saying only in one instance. There is a long way to go. Two transgender players have been banned from competing in Victoria Netball League due to their superior stamina and physique over their female opponents after this video emerged of one of the transgender players knocking a female opponent to the ground. Netball Victoria has launched an investigation into the potential safety risks associated with men playing in women's sports. And look, why you even need an investigation is beyond me. It's great that men have been banned from competing in this particular league, but it should have been obvious in the first place. Men do not belong in women's sports. Yet we see time and time again they are protected by woke laws and policies in this country that allows them to do so. Now, one of the transgender players has hit back saying, quote, "I've been dragged publicly and without consent into a conversation where both my character and identity have been attacked. These bigots don't deserve my time or energy." But I want to make it clear, you're not a bigot if you think a man should not be competing in a women's league. But this is the exact issue in this country and with this argument, and why people and politicians are so scared to touch it, because of fear of being labelled a bigot or a transphobe. And all it says is that men's feelings are more important than women's safety, and it says that men's feelings are more important than a woman's right to a fair and even match. Joining me now is Giggle founder Sall Grover. Sall, it's nice to catch up with you again. Thank you for joining me on the show. I want to sort of start with this bigot comment, because you of all people know that when you stand up for women's rights and you're very vocal and public about it, suddenly you're labelled a bigot. And for what reason? I mean, is this the problem with the debate in this country?
100%. I mean, silencing people so that they're too scared to talk out about this issue is exactly how the issue has been able to get sort of as advanced. No one would ever vote or to have men and women's sports, or that men could be women in law. It's just such a preposterous idea. It's so stupid. So the only way it was able to sort of infiltrate society like it has was shutting down anybody who questioned it, basically. And so it's just been years, for some women, over a decade of desperately trying to speak out and be heard and saying, they're men, like they're just men. You know, this person's identity is completely irrelevant when it comes to sports. I mean, it's as relevant as his star sign. It doesn't matter. Sports is just, our bodies play sports, and sport is divided by sex and sometimes age and sometimes weight, depending on what the sport is. All he has to do is play in his sex class like literally everybody else. But yeah, instead we all get called bigots for stating the truth. I think the time is up on that now. I think that the train's definitely left the station. Every day people are starting to go, hang on, what's going on? Because they went too far.
Yeah, I agree. I think people are now questioning it finally. And I spoke there about this netball league. It's decided to ban the two players. Is that an important first step?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that obviously this shouldn't be an issue at all. And all sports organisations in Australia should be doing this. It's not that difficult. Like, why do we have women-only sports in the first place? The protections are there in the law. It's just in the Sex Discrimination Act, there's a whole part on sport and on women's sports, and acknowledging that there's biological elements here that are really important. It's just that no one's been using them. They've been intimidated by trans activists, by organizations like the Australian Human Rights Commission, like the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, Anna Cody, who will sit there defending gender identity over sex whenever she gets an opportunity to. It's like, well, no, it's just, if men are allowed to compete in women's sports, there's no point in having women's sports. So yeah, it's just every single other place, it's like football, track and field, everything, they have to follow suit and just get back to reality.
And I just think it's obvious as well. You know, I mean, Netball Victoria has launched an investigation, as I said, into the potential safety risks associated with men playing women's sport. You'd think, Sal, it just should be so obvious, should it not?
It should be completely obvious. I mean, when you see all of these headlines as well, and they're saying, you know, transgender player banned, It's just a man. Like, let's just use the correct language and make everybody understand exactly what's going on. It's just a man being banned from a woman's team. And from any man would be. It's got nothing to do with their identity. It's all on the basis of sex.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Sall Grover, I always like talking to you. Keep up the great fight, as always. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening. Really appreciate it.